Bonnie Henry is prolonging the inevitable. By expanding the healthcare mandates, it is her way to smite people in the face, especially after Saskatchewan, Alberta announced that they will soon stop COVID mandates. It is shameful of her to think she can persecute the unvaccinated at her will. It is also shameful of John Horgan, although permissible, to allow her and her cronies to make decisions on behalf of all residents of BC who didn't vote for her. John Horgan should make these decisions by himself. BC citizens voted for him, not for the person who disrespects professionals such as doctors. The latest forced mandate actually will affect doctors and dentists by the end of March. Don't forget Bonnie Henry has worked for, yes, you've guessed correctly, no other than the WHO. So, do you trust someone who once worked for a corrupt organization like that? Another point that I would like to make is Bonnie Henry has also been involved in planning, surveillance, and response to mass gatherings in Canada. Yes, people of Canada, here is someone who can be trusted, or maybe not. Going back to normal is essential, if the NDP likes it or not. So here is a good, wholesome suggestion for Bonnie, John, and the NDP government. Give British Columbians back their rights and freedoms and stop following Justin Trudeau's lead. Finally, here is my plea to the NDP government in BC. Can't you make sound decisions on your own on behalf of the people of BC without directions from Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party? Let's get back to normal for our families and children. Hi everybody, we're back. This is number 6. So, Lee, she's going to be the camera girl, all video long. the last video was hard. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about the ingredients that we're going to use, and first I'm going to tell you what we're making, and it's going to be a meatball. Well, let's say it's going to be beef spaghetti sauce. Beef spaghetti sauce. So we're going to have beef meatballs, sirloin meatballs, and we're going to have ground beef also mixed in, and we're going to add these vegetables to the recipe. Now, so we got celery. This is going to be more for the garnish. The spring onions, they call them, or green onions. I always put a carrot in for flavor, but I will not, of course, serve the carrot. I'll take that out. So, carrot for flavor only. Garlic, of course. Onion. Mm-hmm. White mushrooms. And bay leaves, too. Now over here we have olive oil. We have oregano leaves. Then we have diced tomatoes. I also have black pepper. And I did not get any cilantro, fresh cilantro, when we went out shopping the other day. Forgot. So we have the dried cilantro. I'm going to put in a little bit of the beef oxo.
Canal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Canal.
Yeah. And then, the last thing is ground paprika. A little bit of ground paprika. And of course, we're just going to use the packaged spaghetti. So,
Pasta.
yep. This is spaghettini. So it's very thin. And Lee likes the very thin stuff. So we're going to use that. Now, hold on a sec. I'm going to grab this and this. And we have medium ground beef and also sirloin meatballs that are already made.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So they'll go in also. So that's it. So we'll be right back. I gotta wash up the vegetables and then we'll start preparing. So we're back and we're going to start chopping up the vegetables. I've cleaned everything and we're gonna start with onion. So here we go.
One.
These onions, the skin is so tight on them, it's hard to get it off, actually. Normally, it peels off nicely, but these ones, difficult. I know, I'm complaining.
Yeah.
There we go. Stiff. It's like cardboard.
Goddamn.
It'll be green, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. So do I want that green? Nah. Yay, we think alike, eh? There was during the summer a scare of these onions coming from Mexico with salmonella. That scare has disappeared, I guess. I haven't heard anything of it since.
We clearly didn't get it.
Yeah, we clearly didn't get it
I feel like people do overreact though.
all the time.
Just because one bad sponge doesn't mean the whole thing's bad.
Yeah. So I'm dicing these this way. You've seen me do this a few times now if you watch my videos. So I'll do the same here. Cut down. Oops. And cut diagonally. So I'll let people see that that's the width, and then I cut into the pieces, dice they call it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So there we go. Nice bunch of diced onion. So, in here. Okay, first thing done. Now we're going to do the garlic. I started with one. And I wet them for I soaked them in hot boiling water. See what happens?
It's much easier.
Much easier. So there we go. They just come off. Maybe I should have soaked the onion in water too.
Oh well.
Yeah. So, what's going on in the world of politics, Lee?
Well, the Conservative Party.
Oh yeah, the Conservative Party has been in the news, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what's going on there? O'Toole is gone.
Yes, finally. He finally stepped down.
He was forced to step down. He lost the vote, 73-45.
Bruh.
Yeah. Nobody wanted him. Well, some people did, obviously.
Of course,
like that idiot from Nunavik, was it? The senator from the caucus senator from Nunavik resigned or walked away, and then complained about how the party is going. At least there's change happening. The party was not going anywhere with O'Toole or that last leader.
O'Toole was a traitor.
Oh, yeah. I hope the interim leader, the new interim leader is Candice Bergen. I hope that she can, well, she is. She's, rearranging the party right now.
She's having a pretty strong stamp.
Yeah, and she's sort of fired a few people. And we'll see how it goes with that. But now, what's going on also besides that is Pierre Polivar. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. Polivar. I don't mean to disrespect the man or anything, but I'm not good with French names. And oh, this is strange. That usually never happens. So why am I doing this? Well, I like to get the stringy stuff off. I don't like the stringy stuff. But that one there seems to have... See, there's the strings there. I don't want that in the spaghetti sauce.
And why?
Because it's fiber and then you're chewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable, to be chewing on string. Basically, that's what it is. Well, look at it. It's like a string. Anyway. So that's what I do first. I've washed it, of course. And then I'm going to try to make it the same size as the onion. So I'm going to sort of carve down that way and carve down again. And chop it up to about the same size. Now, I'm not a traditional show-off with knives. And I do my way, which is this way, and there's a lot of chefs who will probably say, well, what kind of cutting is that? Well, that's my way. That's what kind of cutting it is.
Wait, what's wrong with the cutting?
Well, they like to show off with their big fancy knives.
Oh.
And they're expensive big fancy knives.
Oh.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying.
Just sometimes it's more inconvenient than just having a...
I think you should learn how to use any kind of knife. If you're in the middle of nowhere and you only have a pocket knife, I guess that's all you got.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. I'll do the other ones later. So we'll throw that in here. Yeah, so we have the mushrooms to do. So you cut the ends off because they're a little bit brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do that. Oh! What the heck?
Wrong.
Wrong place. And I'll get another one and we'll do another one. So, there we go. Oop, oop. So, I guess I'll do it this way. And then I'll cut it this way. And go down like that. So this one I can do 3, cut it in thirds. Don't get me wrong about the knife thing. I can chop up as fast as anybody else. I'm quite fast, but I choose to keep my fingers, so I just take my time.
Sometimes it's more inconvenient to chop fast and slow.
Yeah, when you're in a restaurant, you gotta go fast, okay, but I'm not in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Those days are over. So, we got a carrot. So we'll cut the end off, and the other end off, and that can go in there. And I cut them into smaller pieces so I can peel it easier. I don't have a, what do you call it? Peeler?
I guess so.
This is where a small knife comes in. So we'll get a small knife. I guess they're called paring knives. And I'll just pare one. And I'll try to do it as thin as possible. The last time I did it was what? Brutal?
Yeah, you took a big chunk out of it. What a waste.
Oh well. Yeah. There's us chefs out there would be like,
Die.
Zut alors, what the, you know.
They'll be dying inside.
Oh yeah. I can hear just what's his name?
Chef Gordon.
Yeah, Chef Gordon yelling at me. You donkey!
Why did he sound Italian?
No, that's me. He's Scottish, right?
Yeah, I think.
All right, there we go. Now go back to this. There we go. Oh, I'll just leave it like this. Why? Because, like I said earlier,
You're taking it out.
Yeah, I'm going to take it out. So, sort of lost my way. So we'll be right back. So we're back, and of course, what did I do?
What?
I forgot something again. That's part of the charm. Anyway, we're cutting up the garlic. So that's the size that I like for the spaghetti sauce. Now, you don't have to cut it to that size. You can do whatever you want. Why do I cut it? Because I want the flavor to release in the sauce. I've also saved some of the onions here. I'm going to fry that with the meat and some of the garlic also. So some of the garlic will go in here, and most of it will. Whoop. And the rest will go in with the ground beef. We're going to saute the ground beef. So, what's next? Well, cook time. You're probably saying, don't forget that. Well, I'll chop these up and we're going to use this for a garnish later. So, that's the last thing. So, we'll be right back with cooking preparation. So, this is not a microphone, this is a potato masher. I'm going to take these diced tomatoes and put it in here. Now, why did I do that? Well, I'm going to mash them more because they're not at the consistency that I would like. We had this can hanging around forever, so I decided I'm going to use it. And I'm just going to mush, 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 crush, mush. And somebody's having like a mental breakdown watching me mush tomatoes.
Yes, I'm dying over here.
Would you ever attempt to have a spoonful?
No.
What is it now that bothers you about
The smell, the
Really?
taste, it just makes me gag.
but you eat spaghetti sauce?
Because it's really highly seasoned. If it's not seasoned, I can't eat it.
Oh no. Alright. You're not allergic, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, clearly not.
Alright, so that's good enough. Now we're going to start frying everything up first, and then we're going to put it in a pot. We're back, and I already got the ground beef cooking, and we're going to cook it up to some point. And the reason I'm doing that is to release the flavor more, and to cook off some of the fat, and whatever else cooks off. So, good thing about Saskatchewan, the Premier of Saskatchewan has declared that all mandates are now abolished.
Don't you just want to
No masks, no lockdowns, no vaccine passport,
Nothing.
nothing. He says he wants everybody to get back to normal and treat each other with humanity.
Yep. Go out with family and everything.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that, Lee?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Finally, the
And-
normality back.
And still we got Doug Ford trying to hold on to it. We got Trudeau trying to spread his tyranny still. We shouldn't have to go through this. And that stupid premier of Alberta. And of course here in BC we have the tyrannical health minister saying it's going to be a slow return. We're going to slowly take things away, or whatever that meant.
Slowly return has been like what?
There's no definite answers. There's nothing there saying we're going to do this, we're going to do that. There's no. It doesn't sound like they have a plan really.
Because they don't. They don't want to.
And they don't want to. Exactly. That's the big point. So it doesn't seem good for us here. But we'll see. Some measures will be taken at the end of February, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I think that's good enough. So I'm going to throw it into this big pot, because we're poor, we don't have everything that rich people have. And it's not that I'm saying that rich people shouldn't have those things. Good for them. They work for it, or they got the money somehow. They inherited. I'm not against that sort of stuff. I have nothing against it. It's just that we don't have it. And I don't envy them. I don't do anything. I just... Now we're going to put the meatballs in. And we'll put that in here. Good for them.
It's nice.
Yeah. Good for them. Now, we're going to put the tomatoes in, and we're going to watch our temperatures. Oh, I should do this first. Where do I put them? Over here. We're going to do a little bit of cooking of the vegetables first. And then we're going to put the yeah, so we're going to, I guess I'll put a little oil in.
Yeah, I think I get these.
Just a little bit. This is where I could put the spices in too.
Will you?
Yeah, I think I will. So we're just going to keep stirring this. Turn this on. It might be a little bit noisy. No, leave it off because it's going to get noisy. This is the oregano. Oh, it's smooth. I'm getting it. Come on.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'll put a little bit in. I won't overpower it. There we go. A big fingerful, pinch, as they call it. A big pinch. And then we'll put in the, oh, wait a minute. What do you call that?
Knol.
Yeah. How much?
Yeah. Don't want to overpower it.
Don't overpower, yeah. So there, that much. You don't have to put any of this stuff in if you don't want to. This is what I do. That's the recipe. And then some paprika. There you go. How much? Maybe half a teaspoon. I don't go by measurements. Another half a teaspoon.
Of pepper.
Yeah. There we go.
Half a teaspoon, you said.
Yeah. And cilantro, because we forgot to get some. And, I don't know, a tablespoon of dried cilantro. There we go. I'm not putting the bay leaves in yet. Don't want it to burn because this is not a very thick pot. And then yet when we put the spaghetti, the tomatoes in, we want to watch the heat, so we're going to turn it down. Yeah, so that's cooked enough because we're going to boil it for about 45 minutes. Not boil it, but simmer. So So I'm going to turn it down to halfway there. Of course, it's electric. It'll take time for it to cool down. There we go. The water's starting to come out of the vegetables, so it's helping me. Alright. Let's throw this in. That's the tomatoes. There we go. That is rich and thick.
I can see.
There. So what do we do now, then, if it's that thick? Add
water.
Add water. So let's add water. I'll get a glass. Oh, accident. 1 glass of water coming up. There we go. C'est la vie. Now let's see what the consistency is.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we can add another cup. So we'll add 1 more. So 2 cups should do it for me. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to turn the heat up and get it to a boil and then turn it down again. And we'll let it simmer at a slow temperature.
How long?
I'm not going to cover, I'm going to let it breathe.
So how long do you usually let it simmer for?
About 45 minutes to an hour. I wouldn't go over an hour. You don't need to. It's long enough for the vegetables to infuse and everything to come together. And of course, spaghetti sauce always tastes better the next day. So, lots of political things going on. We'll talk more about that when we come back. We're back early. What did I forget?
Bay leaf.
Bay leaves. I'm putting 2 in. And we'll just let them soak in there. Sorry. You were probably talking to yourself saying, wasn't there some bay leaves he was going to put in there?
Those in.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll be back to talk politics. So we're going to get the garnish ready. We're going to use these 2, one for Lee and 1 for me for on top of the spaghetti when it's finished. So I'm just going to chop it up. And this is the extent of our waste. And that'll be all. There won't be any more. So very good as far as having to waste anything. So I'm just going to cut them really thinly.
Oh, and if you don't want to waste that, you have a garden or something, you can use like your compost.
Yeah, exactly. If you have the land and you have a place to put your compost outside.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's all natural stuff. So.
Yeah, there'll be no waste at all.
Well, it's not that thin, but you know.
Anyway.
For what we need. That can go in there. There we go. Just separate them. So this will be the garnish. A lot of people put cheese on top, right?
Huh.
And hot peppers.
Yep.
So we'll just throw that in there. Without getting it everywhere. There we go. Little bits here, little bits there. There. So that's it for that. We'll save that for over. And we're just going to look at the sauce and how it's coming along. So this is going to be not a smooth sauce. It's going to be a coarse sauce, but it's a hearty sauce, hearty spaghetti sauce. So just when you're doing this, always make sure you go back and check. This is tomato, so it burns easily. on the bottom. So always go back and check all the time to make sure that it's not sticking or burning on the bottom, and we're okay. So that's
good.
I'm being a good boy. So there you go. We'll be back. It's good to have it. Okay.
Oh, this bro.
All right. Here we go.
Sauce.
Sauce, yes. So this is the finished sauce. I've extracted the carrots, as many as I could find. And I got, I think, one bay leaf. I don't know where the other one.
It's attached to the wall there.
Oh, it's no wonder. I'm scooping and scooping and scooping, looking for it, and I couldn't find it. Thanks. Now I got it out. So there you go. It's finished. And the water is boiling at the back. And we're going to put this in there. And I'm just going to keep my hand on it too.
Should you ever break the spaghetti in half?
I don't like it. You can if you want, but I don't like it. Do you like it?
No.
Oh, okay. Some people do that.
I don't know why.
So we're just going to wait for this to cook, and that'll take about 10 minutes for it to be al dente. That's it. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Test time. So test time it is. You want to test or
No,
me?
you.
All right. So some people throw it against the wall and it sticks there.
Okay.
If it sticks, then they think it's ready. Well, I taste it, and it's al dente, just cooked enough. So let's get it off the heat before it cooks too much. And we will
Strain it.
drain it. There we go. Now, I'll put that over here. Now, I got some boiling water here ready to get the starch off it. And I'm just going to pour it over top. And that should take care of the starchiness. And give it a shake. I'm Italiano.
Huh?
Italiano.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Far from it. Alright, so there we go. So what should we do with this?
So put it back.
Put it back in here and what? Well, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil. Why? Because the longer you leave this,
it would get sticky.
it gets sticky and sticks together like rice. So the oil will keep it from
Sticking.
sticking together. You don't need a lot. I forgot to mention also that when I was preparing the water to cook the pasta, I put a little bit of oil in the water and salt. So this will keep your pasta apart.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go. So we're ready to dish. Such a small space to work on, but work with. But we do it. We manage. So I'm going to do you first. Now, what I like to do is grab a bunch, and then I like to twist it. Like that. Some stuck right in the fork. And then I get some more. And twist that. And why do you twist it? Well, it gives it height, a little bit of height, and also it controls the spread of the noodle. So you can get it in the middle of the plate. Do you want more?
No, that's good.
That's good?
Yeah.
So now we're going to get a ladle or a spoon spoon some of this in there. So here we go. And the meatball. How's that? Good enough?
Yes.
Alright. So there's the dish. You can get that meatball, throw it on top if you want. And we're going to, you want some onion or not?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll go over here. Just take a little bit of onion and sprinkle it on top for the garnish. Now some people put pepper and cheese. Alright, so let's put it on the table. I'll get mine dished up and we'll be right back. So we're here at the dinner table, and if Lee would be so generous to direct the camera to our food. There we are. That's our dinner. We're going to be eating, and we got the spicy meatball. I don't know if they're spicy, they're just sirloin. I didn't, these are store-bought. I didn't make these, so I can't take credit for them. And I don't know if I want to.
Why not?
President's Choice meatballs, I don't know. But I had them in the freezer, so I said, okay, well, I'm making the sauce, which is legit. I'll just add the meatballs.
Yeah.
Now, I could have made meatballs, but what the hell, we got them already.
Exactly.
Yeah. So here goes a tasty meatball, hopefully.
It's not spicy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're good, but not spicy.
Yeah. I was expecting something brutal. They're not bad.
I don't think you would eat it if it was brutal. Like spice.
No, I mean, I haven't had President's Choice meatballs. So, here we go. First taste of the meat to sauce. I think we could let it cook a little longer and then get rid of some more water, but that's okay.
I like it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm learning how to eat, guys.
Hmm? What do you mean?
Having trouble maneuvering myself. Yeah, it's good. Actually, it's really good.
It's excellent.
Yeah. It's got lots of flavor, lots of taste. Tasty. Yummy.
Yeah.
Well, it should. A lot of beef. Garlic, onion, carrot. Oh, by the way, I ate those carrots.
Oh.
They were good. I don't let anything go to waste.
Yeah, wasting is bad, bro.
Yep. And
So-
it's a good source of vitamin A, I think, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
And good for your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you want to talk about anything?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about NASCAR.
Ah, yes.
Now, you might think, well, that's not politics. And that's what we're about, cooking and politics. But it is.
NASCAR is very much in politics.
Yeah, it's very political. Why? Well, in 2020, what happened to our favorite driver, Carl Larson?
He got disqualified? Is that how you say it?
He was kicked out of NASCAR because he said he made one derogatory comment.
Mm-hmm.
I even forget what it is, but I'll add that to the video later. And
It was the N-word.
then he got brutalized by the community, and he was on track to have a good year that year, and they just took him out of it.
It was the N-word.
Oh, the N-word. Yeah. So, wow. As though none of us out there have said it, right? And it could have been a mistake on his part.
It's just a
And,
word.
and you know, today's generation, look at, be it right or wrong, whatever you think, they say it routinely. We even have a video of your school. Well, not your school, but the one that we first had some dealings with before we decided to go, yeah, different school. Right, right there, they're saying the N-word in a very derogatory way. But it seems to be part of the lingo of younger kids these days.
Look, it's just a word. And if you get offended by it, well, that's your own personal feelings. You can't restrict someone's freedom of speech just because you're offended by the word.
And what are we supposed to do? Go from one word to another just to please one generation?
Exactly. It's not my job to make you happy. If you don't like the word, don't say it yourself, but don't restrict me from saying it.
So, anyway, it's in the dictionary, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Even if it isn't.
So why don't they take it out of the dictionary if it's not permissible?
Exactly. Even if it isn't in the dictionary, you still have the right to say it.
It's just political.
It's just because they don't like it.
Yep. Anyway, I don't care who you are. As long as you're a good person and you don't mean anybody any harm, then I'll accept you. I don't care who you are. And I'm not racist. Why? How can I be racist when I marry a Cambodian woman?
Right. Racism is basically when you dislike a certain race and you don't want anything to do with them.
I might be displeased, but it doesn't mean because you're displeased with a race that you're racist.
Are humans really meant to like every race?
Are humans really there to like everybody?
Every individual is different. Were you going to condemn every individual that exists on Earth?
Because
just
I'm
because
told
they
by the
said-
government it has to be this way, I have to follow?
Stupid.
Yeah. Not in this country, because we do have freedoms and rights, which are being abused. So, you know, stop abusing my freedoms and rights, and maybe I might come in line a little bit better.
Exactly.
But if I have my freedoms and rights, there's no need to. This is damn good. I hope I don't get criticized for using damn. I'll have the religious people ask, you said damn! So anyway.
Oh.
So get back to Larson. So in 2020 he was kicked out of NASCAR, kicked off his team, and then the next year, in 2021, after going through brainwashing, I would call it, training, brainwash training,
Whatever it is.
he was allowed back into NASCAR. And what did he do?
He won.
He took the season away from every driver. Every driver. And the one that was causing the most trouble for him, which was a half black and half
White, I think.
white. Am I allowed to say black? I don't even know, because before you were, if you said black, you were in trouble. And then they were saying you have to say color, and then you say color, you're in trouble. And then at one time people were calling people darky, and then you were in trouble. And then the N word was used, and you were in trouble. What did they want to be called?
Got no clue, bro. At this point, if you might call them a human, they might get offended.
Yeah, but yet we're allowed. They're allowed to call us crackers.
And other racist words.
And other racist words, but that's okay, right?
Because in their opinion, reverse racism doesn't exist. I thought they followed the dictionary. Guess they don't when it's convenient for them.
I don't even think they read. I mean, those kinds of people.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about individuals. Illiterates. People can be literate in any race. And that's who I'm talking about. Because it's just not black people that are doing this, right?
Yeah.
Gotta slow down.
I mean, nowadays, calling a woman a female is considered offensive. Like, come on.
Yeah, like, that's pretty bad. So anyway, yeah. And then the noose thing.
The what?
The noose. The piece of rope that was hanging in the garage.
Oh.
For that. What's his name? It's a strange name.
Bub?
Bubba.
Yeah.
Like, when I think of Bubba, I think of Hubba Bubba Gum or, Bubba from Forrest Gump. Shrimping. I'm going shrimping. It's a weird name. Why wouldn't you change that? So anyway. But anyway.
Pathetic.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I'm Irish descent. Pretty well Irish because my mother came from Londonderry, Ireland. My father's parents were from the old country, Ireland, Scotland. So I'm pretty well Irish descent. And when my grandmother and grandfather came over, they were called
the N-word.
They did.
And they got that. People got that mixed up because the do I have to bleep that out? Because that's what they were called, white
N-word.
Yeah, so what are we supposed to say?
Yeah. So, and I'm not talking about any other race. I'm talking about my own race. And if you're not sure about that, go research because
There's a whole book
you need to
about
research it. The people who were called white
N-word
were people who mostly were slaves.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of Irish slaves.
In New York and all that
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
So they were under contract, and they could not break their contracts. They were enslaved.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying my parents were. I don't think they were.
Maybe your grandparents, great-grandparents.
Who knows?
Well, was it your great-grandparents that immigrated to Canada or your grandparents?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think... my grandmother, yeah, she immigrated. But the rest of them, I was just a baby when they died. So I really don't know.
They're probably from Ireland.
Yeah. So...
I mean, yeah, your grandmother?
And my aunt, Bridie was her name, had such a hard Scottish accent. I couldn't understand what she was saying. Oh, I hated trying to listen to her because I couldn't understand. I didn't want to be rude. You know what it's like. You've seen videos on that.
Yes. The accent is so thick.
Yeah. And she was so judgmental. It was like I just wanted to get away, Yeah. So anyway, that's our politics for today. I'm probably going to have to bleep out the N-word. But that's fine. I'll bleep it out. So... don't forget, some white people were enslaved also. A lot of Irish people, and I'm sure there's others. Also, I did my research, and there is a tribe in Canada that I forget the name. I'll have to research that. But there was a tribe, or there is a tribe in Canada that a while back enslaved their own kind. So,
It's human nature.
yeah. So anyway, on that note, we'll see you the next video. Please subscribe, like, press the notification, and comment.
Yep.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.